AMX M4 MLE54 is a Tier 10 French collector heavy tank. It's known for big alpha, fantastic mobility, and pretty good frontline capabilities, and that's even more the fact in Update 9.1. Now, the vehicle did get some downsides. Its dispersion went from an immaculate .326 up to .367, definitely a nerf. But the tank still carries 480 alpha, so I can understand why Wargaming actually nerfed the dispersion. It should have been like that to begin with. But in return, this tank got sandbag armor, which means now it is able to sit at 2,800 hit points. And the tank also got tungsten shells, meaning that you can deal even more damage per minute. The AMX M4 is just a fantastic Tier 10 heavy tank. I've always called it great because of the fact that it can really do everything. Now, it does have situations where it's not the best. It's quite a large vehicle, and its side armor is pretty poor. So if you get the opportunity to tear this thing apart in the open, yeah, it's definitely not an amazing tank. But to be honest, if you get an E100 caught out in the open, a VK90, a lot of vehicles are going to fall apart very quickly. So that argument works for a lot of vehicles, but this tank, because it's French, just has much less side armor than your German counterparts. But we have mobility, and that's your big advantage, is that we're going to use this great mobility and make our way into the front line. Now, the enemy team has an E100. They got a 57 heavy, and that's all they got for heavies, actually. Alright, well, we're going to make our way speedy through up to base C. I'm not sure if pushing this aggressive is a good idea, but we're fast enough to get here, so I'm going to do it speed. Okay, we actually made it. We're all fine. Now it looks like the enemy team is actually going towards the other side of the map, so I'm going to capture base C as quickly as possible, and then I'm going to get the heck out of here. Alright, speed. Let's go, let's go. So, weirdly enough, the E100 looks like he's camping, which is actually good for me, because if I can get behind their team quickly enough, they're not going to have much of a team. So yeah, I'm going to try and flank these tank destroyers. I don't think those mediums are going to detect me, at least right now, so... Oh, well, no, I did get detected by the mediums. That's a rip. Well, good news is that it looks like this Conway's oblivious, so there you go. Nice shot into the rear of the Conway. There's also the E100 right here, which it looks like I'm going to have to deal with, but that's all fine. We're going to aim in a shell. I'm going to fire a premium shell. Well, actually, we can just tap him in the lower plate if he shows it. Nice. And you can see the tungsten with just 2 shells, we've been able to deal over 1,100 damage. I mean, that is pretty insane when you think about it. So, we're going to aim in another shell on the E100 here. There you go. Nice tap for 470. Obviously, when you do carry 480 damage per shot, it feels pretty nice to tap somebody for that high of an alpha. We got the T100 LT all the way in the back, and I would love to hit that light tank, and there you go. Nice 600 max roll. I mean, that's a pretty beefy max roll. Unfortunately, our team looks like they're going to be flanked by this 57 heavy, and that waffle is probably going to be the first one cleared. That's quite unfortunate, but good news is because it looks like this 57 is now on a reload, the Kron's going to get 1 shell into him, and I might actually be able to finish off this Kron. Our E50 does need to run away, though. Our team has fallen apart fairly quickly, so we're going to get a shell into this 57 heavy. There you go. The player is cleared, and now I'm hoping that... Well, our waffle has no clue what he's doing. I'm going to be real. That guy is literally oblivious. But, oh, nice. 375 actually hit the shell, which means that I can just slap an HE into that T100 LT, which is the last tank I want to deal with on their team, and that's great. So now I can try and push this E100 off. Now, I don't obviously want to bleed to him, so ooh, that's a bit of a hard hit. Let's back up, and he high rolled me for 709. So I would guess that's the Yag Tiger that hit me, even though he did hit me quite hard. The good news is that at least the E100 is cleared. We're going to aim in on this Yag Tiger. Not really sure if I can hit the guy. Wow, we actually hit that. Quite surprising. For a gun with this accuracy level now, I'm surprised at that hit. So now we're going to make our way over towards the 62A with the Krandong, and I should be able to support this guy a little bit. We still have the E50M alive as well, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to cross this, and I mean the 62A is dead. I don't know why he poked it, but that basically sealed his fate. Goodbye. There you go. And yeah, this is a dub. So this game was a bit sketchy to the middle part of it, because our mediums are kind of getting bullied, and the U100, because he was camping where he was just kind of a bit of a painful situation, but we were still able to overcome the problem, finish off the T54 right there. And this is where the AMX M4, as I said, just feels like a fantastic tank, because it is. I mean, this Yag Tiger basically has no chance of pinning me, and as you can see, I butter through his armor. So there you go, 5 kills, over 4,000 damage dealt for our first battle, 4,500, and a pretty easy victory at that. You noticed our tungsten shells in the beginning rolled us over 1,102 shots, which feels pretty dang insane, and we didn't even get to use tungsten later on, which kind of sucks, but yeah, not a bad game at all. Pulled out a mastery. I don't understand why people don't do very well in this tank. Like, a mastery for 4,500 damage is not that impressive for what this tank is. This time, on the enemy team, we got two 183s, and we have two 183s. So really what this game is going to be is whose 183s suck more. I don't know why Wargaming would ever give both teams two of the most useless tank destroyers, but I guess we'll see what happens. Apart from that, they got a Kron, an E100, and a WZ-111-5A. We get me, an E100, and a Mouse, and then we also get a 263 and a Vickers Light, and they get a 62A. I'm not really sure who has the advantage here. I'm going to be real. Both of these lineups are completely botched, in my opinion. I feel like there should be like oh, I didn't mean to do that, but I feel like there should be a max of like 2 tank destroyers on each team. I feel like when you get 3 and they're all in tier 10, it just makes the lineup really awkward. So I'm going to cap this base. There you go. Nice. We were able to get base B captured. And judging that nobody is capturing base C, I don't think they're... Oh, no. They are going this way. What? Okay. Well, we got a nice shell into the Kron. Unfortunately, the 5A also got a shot into our turret when we turned the tank, so I guess it was an even trade there. We got the 4005 and a bunch of other tanks pulling up. We got the 100 right in front, so we're going to aim it on the lower plate, and... Oh my god, he turned, and we got hit by the 183. Fun! Well, welcome to Blitz. And we got hit literally in the exact same spot the 5A hit us. That sucks. I mean, there's not much else to say about that. So let's just poke this side. Maybe that E100 is going to showcase his frontal armor. There you go. Nice tap for 456. When it comes to this vehicle, its side of the turret is pretty weak. So if you do expose it, when you're shooting at vehicles or anything like that, yeah, it will fall apart fairly quickly. But that's just how the tank kind of works. So I'm just going to chill here for now. If this C100 pokes again, we should be able to get a fairly easy shell in. And, oh my E100's already... I don't even know what to say. My E100's already dead. Holy bad. Alright, well the good news is that our team's winning on the other side of the map. So even though my E100 has impressively managed to bleed almost all of his health, at least on the other side of the map we're doing much better. 5A penned my lower plate. I'm actually quite surprised at that angle that penned me. That's actually incredibly surprising to me. We're going to back up. E100 doesn't get us, and our 183 gets a big ol' 800 tap into him. But you can definitely see where the AMX feels a bit out of its comfort zone. This is definitely a hull down tank. And when you're not in a hull down situation, like on this map here, and your turret's just a little bit too big to poke corners with, you do feel a little out of comfort. But in this game as well, because our team is flanking off to the side and because I've captured base B, we are definitely in an advantage as well. So the 5A just got shot, E100's getting flanked, and the 183's off to the side. Come on, 5A, show me your side. Oh, the 5A moved, okay. And the 183 is also moving, so let's get a nice shell into the 183, and there's Tungsten again, just hitting for an absolute whopper of damage. And there you go. I mean, this is a win. Definitely not the best win I've had ever, but still a win at that. So let's make our way into the front line. We've got Tungsten for another 5 seconds, which means, boop, there you go, nice 446 tap. And then I think also we can ram this 5A for something quite hefty. Oh, yeah. That's a nice 162 ram right there, and the 263 was able to finish him off. So I think that this was actually a good battle to showcase where the AMX does feel a bit out of its comfort zone. You can still do fine, and I mean, I should have noticed that 183 off to my side, but yeah, you definitely will struggle if you don't put the tank in a situation that really performs well for it. But even in this situation where it wasn't amazing, because we have the alpha, and because we have really good premium pen, we were still able to deal 2,500 damage. Nothing crazy, but not bad either. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. On the question, because I know there will be people out there that want to know if the AMX is worth the price, honestly, I'm not even going to comment. Like, it's 30,000 gold, and I don't think any tank is really worth 30,000 gold, but there is no crates. So, if you want to get your hands on this tank for like 25,000 or 30,000 gold, that's up to you. If you have the money to blow, go ahead, but I'm not suggesting to buy it because it is a lot of gold. So, hopefully you enjoyed today's money, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.